I've got questions. It's live Q&A today. Some of these networks got a little skirt. I was like, hey man, I'm trying to go live over here. What seems to be the issue? Is it time for some new hardware? Gotta encrypt my stuff just to talk to my family. It's getting awkward. For all my homies on Facebook, what up? YouTube, what up? You guys, I made a post on Facebook with some questions I was gonna answer for you guys. But let's just relax here. Let's hope that all this data is working. We're hot. There's some data. Saturdays. Look, this is like duality. It's like, is he gonna be happy today? Or is he gonna be in the shadow? But always, Yodi, you're always in the light, baby. Just get Yodi out here. Get your sage. Lock and load. I got a lot of content for you guys. And I can tell you guys why in Dreamtime we're going to hunt down our friends and our old lovers and whatever it is. We're getting them out. So I'll tell you what this is. I'll explain it to you. So break it down like Crayola crayons. Why you guys are thinking about these certain people during this eclipse season. Miss Shauna Ava's on the DJ. Wi-Fi's out in the house. They got scared. What is he going to say? You know what I mean? What's he gonna say? You should be, you little nerds. Come on, help me out over here. I'm doing my best. I'm like, Goose Fraba, all Wi-Fi's out. How are we gonna make this happen? I made a post. Look, for all these little guys like pushing buttons, I'm also here for you too. So I was sitting earlier, meditating for my family. And I was like, yo, can I talk about some positive stuff? Can I talk about the future of humanity? Can I talk about the things we can have to look forward to? And my highest light's like, yo, dude, I know you want to talk about some happy, cool stuff, but let's talk about some of the stuff going on down here. Hello. So, it's casual. So I was like, all right, so what do you want to talk about? So when I think about these things, the easiest way is a live Q&A, because I'm like, hey, you guys tell me what you guys want to know, and I rip it. So that's it. Many channels out there too, that you guys got to realize too, when you guys are also channeling information, you need someone to pose a question, because if you ask a very general question, there's so many parameters and variables in any dissertation you will give. Mind you, the filter that your family or you will be using to project through that. So I like to call this the telephone game. For example, if you guys are asking your highest light, your most evolved version on the top left-hand side of your consciousness, hey, what's some stuff I can share with humanity today to uplift them? You have to understand that based upon the channels or chakras you have activated and the clearance levels vertically of the dimensional space that you have access to, you're also going to have to run that information, let's just say from your highest light, over to your 10D, down to your 8D, down to your 6D, back to your 5D, and then the little 3D vessel's like, okay, I had a 5-hour download, I got 15 seconds. Is that how you want to share? So what I'm trying to say with you guys is always come from your heart and understand the galactic bypass of heart here when you guys are meditating. But remember, sometimes the mind, which has been programmed or tricked, it's way too many bugs in it, let's just say. If this is a soft technology, chemical computer, let's just say, sometimes when I meditate, I just go heart space and I shoot right around my head. And then I reattach to my cable. So again, you go around the mind, like cobalt laser beam shooting into the sky, flex your left pectoral, breach dimension, reconnect to the center, and then go, yo, homie, what's up? Yeah, the biologicals down there are a little slow. Can I help you? Are you lost? What it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Morning Coffee. All right. Welcome to how we casually wake up in a rainbow. How's stuff going on? You're like, I don't know. I'm just leaning on this light, though. Let me just sun charge with you guys today. If you guys aren't, the sun's not out. Let me just share this with you. Put it up on your TV. The sun is out. Thunder Mountain is gorgeous today. And Baby Yoda. I mean, you know, he's sitting right next to Shiva. You know, then you guys can see this. All right. Yodi, we're going to answer some questions today, brah. and we're gonna light it up for the planet. Oh, I know. Yes, we're going to crush. Okay, here we go. So let's answer some of your questions that came through on the pipeline. We're just going to hang out and relax because the feeds are kind of negative out there. Bum, bum, bum. All my homies in Eastern Europe, Belgium, Germany, Berlin, holding it down. All my guys in Australia, New Zealand. Hey, all my friends across U.S., love you from east to west, baby, and some of my flavors in the middle. All right, all my homies out there in Asheville, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. I know you guys. I love you guys. How about Canada's holding it tight? Canada's crushing. British Columbia. You guys are doing it. Don't think I'm not paying attention. What else? We're almost through this whole quagmire. We're almost through right now. So. You don't believe in me. Make me cry. All right, Alan. By the way, Alan, I'm not going to blow up your last name. I love you, bro. And Alan is a full-blown light warrior holding it down in the UK. So back in the day, we had the shake and bake technique, combined third eye and crown chakras for astral travel and alignment of the chakras in an instant. Okay, so Alan is rad at moving chi, my brother. And he played a trick on one of my other friends and almost made him... Alan was sitting in the back. We're on an activation going to grid these giants burial ground in the UK. And one of my other buddies who's new was driving the vehicle. And Alan's in the back seat making chi balls, and he pushed so much chi through the car. The guy in the front, we had to like exit him out of driving. And he was so out of it. This is hilarious. We actually like picked him up and like laid him in the back seat and like topped him on top of the head, and went and did the activation. So Alan, yes, I will answer your question. So this is the original shake and bake. So the original shake and bake is as follows. Put your hands like this. Pointer, pinky, okay, thumb. So what you want to do is you point your pointer finger at the sun, and what you want to do is you project your energy through your pointer fingers like a target. You lock onto the sun. Really, the brown dwarf to the left of it. You guys have seen my old videos. This sun's awesome, but the brown dwarf to the left, and some of the other things, the older things. Just to remind you, you guys and us as human beings have a limited visible light spectrum that we can view through. So just because you think that's the sun, right? There's other things around the sun that we also draw power from. All right. So you go like this. This is the original shake and bake. So I'm pointing my fingers at the sun, and then I'm drilling it in, and I'm pointing it through my sternum. Boom. So bang, sun, boom, into my chest. Sun, bang, into my chest. Sun, bang, into my chest. Now listen, I can go this fast. Imagine you're reeling on a fishing pole. Well, when you're a beginner, you're not, Don Quixote wheeling in a big marlin. So go as slow as you can to feel the stream, connect to the sun, and then here. Your thumbs touch that sternum, that little soft piece on your chest. Now for all my fellow anglers out there, you guys are probably just pulling raw piranha in through your face. If you're waking up out there, there's many stages. Get it on. Charging from the sun is the key to everything. If you guys are sick or whatever, hey man, get in the sun. It's just there's so many light codes coming in. I woke up at 4 a.m. 3 nights ago because per regular in Sedona, this whole eclipse season, even a full moon for me starts 3 days before the full moon. I can't tell when people are like, the full moon's not till tomorrow. I'm like, I've been feeling it for the last 72 hours. I get it. I got it. Punch my work card. So what I'm saying for you guys is the processing speed of what is necessary and what you're thinking about is relevant to you. But what I'm trying to say is the emotion. So let's do this. I'm starting to realize that they're projecting my past lives into my current modern reality with the faces of people I grew up with in high school. So you can have a relationship with a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? For when you're 19 years old, let's just say. Well, you already process all this stuff. You're like me. We woke up in 2012 or before that, right? 2009 or before that. Some of you guys 2014, 15. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that you're like, I processed all my 4D wiggy wiggy wonk wonk and all my stuff in 3D. What is this? Why am I staring at this again? And what I'm starting to realize is they're putting your high school friends' faces on warriors that you were on the battlefield with 3 lifetimes ago. And they're putting you in similar emotional situations so that you can process what that feels like without, because here's the thing, if they use the face of your homies who are like warriors, right, from 3 lifetimes ago, you're like, who is that guy? I have no idea who that is. There's no data in my chemical computer to recognize that facial structure with an emotional response of a memory that I have with you. Your soul is going, no, that they're putting your high school friend who, let's just say he was a punk rock guy or kind of like a cut above the rest, whatever the vernacular version is, right? That's good. And they're putting that dude's face over what your past life thing is so you can pay attention to it. So we are cleaning up our ancestral bloodlines and our ancestral homework. When you guys make your YouTube videos, your Facebook videos, your Instagram videos every week, listen, you do it not just for your friends and family you're helping, you do it for everyone and keeping everyone up to speed at the processing stuff, because if you have all this stuff going on right now and you're just waking up and you're like, why am I seeing all these people in my dreams? You have like a huge question mark, like, why am I going through all of this? You need your friends and family to show you, oh, you're going through some past life regression. Oh, you're processing. Oh, those are ascension symptoms. Oh, your biology's changing. Oh, we're carbon-based, we're going crystalline-based, okay? The detoxing is really important, you guys. Focus on your spines. The more aligned your spine is, the more detoxed it is. It's like, man, it's a lightning rod. It goes right through the top of your head, right through the base of your tailpipe. You know what I mean? You keep that thing clean. You detox all the heavy metals out of your body. You take your monoatomics. You crush at the gym. You keep pushing. The thing is that, and I don't want to trigger people with the gym thing. You guys, I don't go to the gym for what I look like. I go to the gym because I have to process this raw current of frequency and I have to wield it. So let me explain something to you. If your night side in your existence has kicked your ass and you've only listened to it for 7 or 8 lives in a row, let me try to help you here. You got 2 wild black Mustangs and you could barely drive your cart. Please don't tell me you don't need to get stronger to be able to steer those horses. I can't express this to you. I can't speak it to you. I don't want to trigger you. What I'm trying to say is you need to actually grow stronger in your suit. Thus, steering your energy becomes that much easier. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Just a girl. I'm not trying to, I don't want to trigger people. I'm just trying to say, hey, dude, there's no way on God's green earth I could have done what I've done if I wasn't constantly moving the energy and processing and getting stronger. It just, I don't know. If you guys have found a different way to do that, please let me know. And for all the like really crystal people that you don't put fairies on the front line. Okay? You need warriors. There's a reason why we're called warriors. For all you guys that are warriors, understand that rage you have inside on the right-hand side, you got to find the most cool, calm, and collective place to burn that up, process it, make yourself stronger. The only place on earth I have found that. You can do it surfing. You can do it running with a stone underwater in an ocean. You need to be doing an activity that's also, dynamic to you. You could be a windsurfer, kite surfer, anything that is firing your adrenal gland while you're in control. I like to do it in the gym. It's the only clear and safe place where I can exert that sort of force and then be, right back to center and then come home. If you guys have found another place to do that, I'm talking about the type of force you guys have inside of you is like running up the side of a volcano. This level of tapioca pudding energy that we're waking up out of, when you guys wake up out of stasis, the amount of energy that you have access to is absolutely insane. It's like, what did you do today? I don't know. I had 72 hours, so I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. What did you do? I don't know. I was. My friend thought it was funny to pull me behind a snowmobile through the Antarctic Circle. I just did that for a couple days. That was fun. What I'm trying to say is that the only thing that's limiting our true expression of who we really are is the limited resources, the allocation of resources, which is being reset on this planet. You guys, I remember how we used to have fun and hang out together. And I remember how great you guys are at many things. What I'm trying to express to you is that don't let this level of consciousness fool you. What is buried deep down inside in your heart, that true piece of creator is a god or a goddess, right? Well, Don't confuse what a god or goddess is or some artificial AI control program by a bunch of ETs that are too lazy to do their own work. So they're down here riding our coattails per normal. You have to understand the entire control system on this planet is based upon beings that can't do what me and you can do. They have to ride our coattails, okay? If you guys walked into a gym and saw some of these little bankers, if I threw all these bankers in a gym and said, hey bro, bench your body weight. These guys would be old men who could barely lift 20 pounds who want to go cry in a corner. And these are the ones we're taking orders from. Trying to be real honestly, for all of us Sparta out there, these guys aren't even worth our breath. They're not. They're the weakest things in the universe, and they're parasitic. So just keep it right there. Next. All right. What personal experiences can you share on the subject of calling on higher selves in dream time? What might one do if they fail to show up and are energetically pushed back? Stand by. That's why you got to clone them, because your genes are weak. That's not going to work. Sorry. Next. Okay. Back to what I was saying. There's multiple conversations going on now. I just keep cloning myself. I'm like, well, if the original DNA was shitty, what do you think you're going to get the second or third time? Moving on. All right. What personal experiences can you share on the subject of calling on higher selves in dream time? What might one do if they fail to show up and are energetically pushed back by visible beings in our 3D as a result? Taylor. Okay, check it. This is what I can say. I can't see you guys. There's lots on me. Okay, so the same thing I do at the grocery store. When I go to the grocery store, my third eye's on, let's just say, I don't ask, I'm kind of like, I call this autopilot, multidimensional autopilot. I'll go call my Palladian down on my highest light. I'll scan all the juices, especially when I'm not my local, like I'm traveling, right? I'll go, what should I drink? I see the hand come down energetically. It looks like Tron, the energy to see the saturation of the color. The hand go, this one or this one. And I pick and choose, I throw it in the cart, okay? What I can tell you is that in my dream time last night, there was another test in front of me, and even in dream time in 4 or 5D, I am literally still asking my highest light questions. I'm always connected, you know? That's what I'm trying to say is I'm constantly in autopilot. So if say you don't have that sort of visual connection, okay? So what I do is, starts in the tum-tum, everyone can feel their intuition, right? Okay? What you can do is practice things to get you to where you want to go. So if you guys are working on intuition, what to eat, what your body needs, put your music on, go in the grocery store, hopefully when no one's there, get the cart, go straight in the vegetable aisle, and push your cart really slow next to all of the fruits, vegetables, and what have you. And just push it and let your abs and let your chi go and listen to your body go, artichokes, grab it, throw it in the cart. Asparagus, bell pepper. Let your body tell you what you need on that vitamin level. It will every time. Go in there hungry. It'll tell you. Stay out of the carbs in the dairy section, please. Okay. It's getting a little crazy. See, this is not Pandora. This is the playlist. Your throat chakra, your third eye. So when you guys are charging and practicing with your third eyes, you can't feel the intuition. Okay, let's do this one. Right here on your palms, okay? It's the most sensitive part of your whole hand, right? Why? The most nerves are right here. Why? Lines up with your bone marrow, okay? Bone marrow is what carries your chi through your body. So when you're shooting energy out of your hands, right, the fingers just direct, okay? And each finger obviously has a different mode. Earth, water, fire, wind, intent. So when I pull energy up from the ground, let's just say when you pull energy in through the center of your feet, it runs up your bone marrow. The charge runs up your bone marrow, okay? So when you're pulling large amounts of energy from the ground, and then it comes up the center, what I like to do is I like to do a turbo boost or hit the nitrous. I flex my left pectoral, and it shoots the energy even faster. Boom, through the top of my head, right? What I'm trying to say is that each of your chakras has different modalities. Each of your chakras, let's just say, has 3 ability sets. Each dimensional subset of realities, each bandwidth of reality. We're in the 3rd dimensional bandwidth of reality, or root chakra, okay, the red zone, okay? If you guys want to see what the red zone looks like, go outside, look at the sun charts, keep your eyes closed, and then when you can actually look down and see your body, it might be in a red or orange hue. And you can see inside, you can actually see the energy flowing inside of your bone structure. Okay, that's level 1. So you need to practice that. What people need to understand is the truth about you is going to be found with you sitting by yourself, meditating by yourself. I can explain these things to you in a cookie cutter way, but until you experience them yourself, that's when you actually start to learn. I'm here as a guide to assist with that, but I'm trying to express to you a lot of the questions you will find is when you silence everything else out. Okay? It's because you guys, we're all little Jedi masters. Your Sifu, your master, say in 6D or 5D, they may have taught you differently on a different planet, and vice versa. We all have trained on different worlds and different times and space. What I'm trying to express to you is this is my version of it. I was trained very old school. Okay? Go up on the mountain, sit your booty there until your higher self talks to you. Go put your feet in the stream, sit there with your music on for 4 hours and charge all day. Don't be a weenie. Like my higher selves were like, they're hilarious. I mean, imagine you see all your higher selves and you really realize you're the little da-da-da. You're like, I don't know who I am. Where am I? What am I doing here? Why does this energy feel so weird? Once you realize that all of our higher selves have specific ways in which they teach you, your higher self is obviously specific to you. Okay? So you guys might learn differently. Okay? For all my fellow Aquafarians out there that have the memories of having the gills behind your ears. Okay? Or when you get in the water, you actually feel like a fish. There's many different species down here interacting. So I'm trying to say, whatever Zen place you can find on Earth where you can feel like yourself, do that. Okay, when it's really crazy outside and the energy's cray, I used to go to the pool over here in Sedona, and I just sit in lotus position, and I just hold my breath, and I let some air out, and I just sit on the bottom of the pool for as long as I could hold my breath. And then I'd come up, and then I'd sink back to the bottom, and I'd just sit underwater in full-blown, sitting lotus position. I need more than just what these guys are teaching. I need nature. I need interaction. You guys ever put your head under your shower head and how the water rushes by your ears and it sounds like you're in a waterfall? Okay, try this. You guys want to meditate and chill out? Half water, half eucalyptus in a spray bottle. Spray all the walls of your shower. Turn the shower on hot. Get the steam going. You get in there, you turn the water down a little bit, sit there and let that hot water hit the back of your neck. And what I do is, sometimes it helps too, you can get a rag or a towel, and you put it over like this, have the water come down over your ears, and then put yourself in a waterfall position. And from a past life, we all trained in waterfalls. It was one of our most basic martial arts training. It was horse stance or sitting in a waterfall. Why? Because you have to sit in a perfect position and resist nature and the force trying to collapse you until you get strong enough with your electromagnetic field that you actually have a barrier wall where you actually push back. It's like a little force field. That's how they manually used to train us to do this stuff. Okay? But if you've never sat in a waterfall and felt how hard it was, it pushes against you in nature, how are you ever going to learn that? Okay, you're definitely not going to learn it watching CNN. Moving on. Just kidding. All right, hey. Here we go. I can't even see what you guys. Hey, water alchemy. Yeah, baby. Okay. YouTube. Love you, baby. All right, you guys having fun? What I'm trying to say is that, okay, I always want you guys to realize that it's the old school stuff that you don't want to do is what actually makes you grow the fastest. So it just depends on your level of understanding of what you want to do, Let me explain something to you. This I tell my clients all the time. Check this. If we had some sort of situation in our belief system, and I told you guys, ascension is kind of like becoming an Olympic athlete, no matter how old you are, by the way. But it's taking care of yourself. It's understanding every single time you put a spoon or an object in your mouth, you're like, what fuel are you putting inside this temple, your body? When you start quantifying everything and you start thinking of food as sustenance and not food, when you start realizing that how you feel during the day is more important than the addictive functionality of reality of what you think you should put in there, but you actually just exist within spirit, there's something changes in you. And what happens is the pull or the temptation of the lower worlds, the material world, the 3D world goes away. Because there's nothing the 3D world can teach you, number one, that you don't already know. What I can tell you is that your spirit and your soul is something that is, it's older than time. The reason why your higher selves look down on you sometimes, and I don't know if you guys can see sometimes, or you have dreams where you look up and you just see the facial expression of the guy sitting in a circle looking down on you, but it's just a facial expression. You're like, hey, throw me a bone down here. They're like, meh. They just give you the facial expression. The facial expression, right, which many ascended masters and, all these guys that are levitating 4 feet off the ground in Tibet right now as I speak, the old Vedics and the Jagannath temple, and why, the rings are set up the way they are, lights on the left, nights on the right. Pay attention to who's teaching you, by the way. That light is on the left, your heart's on the left, is sound. Anyone that teaches the opposite direction is because they're still under their night control and is still being led astray on their night side. That can be fine for who they are or what they're doing, but I'd be very careful promoting something that doesn't have your best interest in mind if you are unaware of what you teach. Some of these things that we've learned the hard way is because some practitioners do certain things. I didn't know I was going to be this guy sitting here talking to you right now, but I can tell you on a battlefield, most of these people would just be, wouldn't last very long. Those of us who have lasted through eons of time and have come to many different worlds to help out, do real things, help people. I tell myself all the time, that's the most important thing, is that I'm a good person. And maybe in the past lives, dude, we were like the crazy, we were the, by the way, when I say Bad News Bears, I reference the original movie. I didn't know they made a remake. It was so lame. Okay, I'm talking about the 1975 Bad News Bears. Okay, if you guys ever heard that reference. What I'm trying to say is your light side and your night side working together in unison is what we're looking for. And that's stronger than any one of your night side's personalities of, I don't take orders, I'm a lone wolf, no, dude, you're scared of evolving because evolving takes work. Don't let beings that are lazy focus your intent on this planet. Many of us are going where they cannot when this land is over, when this run is over. I'm here to tell you, you might bypass right by your higher selves like they're standing still. And you might leave them down here for another epoch. And if so, that's their choice. I'm here to express to you, the beings watching the game right now are the ones that make those decisions, and they've been staring at us for quite some time. Okay? It's being real. Don't be that weak side or the right side of your brain, the Debbie Downer, the fear, the angst, the rage, the anger. None of those guys will be let out of quarantine. The only thing they can do is try to create, control your God spark and ride your coattails. And I say that to all multidimensional beings watching this game, sitting behind the scenes, pushing buttons. I'd rather be a testament of what we can be together and my friends and family across the earth uniting as one, and show you why this graduating class is a little different than when you graduated. To be honest with you, I think we would have smashed their graduating class with an 88% graduation process. I think the tests now are different. I think we have more things leaning against us than we did in the past. And I'm here to express some things to you. The level of distraction down here is kind of cray-cray, right? They want you to focus on everything except for yourself and your love and your wisdom and your heart. I mean, you don't believe me, turn on the news, turn on any channel of content on this planet. Please let me know which ones actually promote your heart, you being in a good mood. You guys, I had to put that one painter guy on. Bob? I forget his name. He's like, oh, the clouds. You know, like guy with the big fro from the 70s. I ran out of content one of these nights a while ago, and I was like, I need something to put me to bed. I've gone through all of Gaia. I'm done. I was just searching everything, except my channels out there help me go to bed. I put on that one guy that's the painter. He goes, just let the clouds, just little wisps of the paintbrush. What's the guy's name? Bob Ross. I had to go Bob Ross like 2 weeks ago, guys. I was like, I just need some Bob Ross. I need a hug. Like, where are the Palladians at? Like, this is bananas. I'm trying to tell you that this storm's almost over, okay? Just stay in your heart, my fellow beings of awesomeness and love and wisdom, because the truth is that's who we really are, and that's where we want to go. Do not let a chemical computer with false propaganda and programming based upon something that was here long before we showed up. And the fact that it's broken species, this AI functionality has actually embedded itself into some of your night side and actually created something that even they themselves are not proud of, okay? I have spoken to many large beings on the night side, and I don't like every single thought that is processed in any sort of direction or motion to be hive mind into something that doesn't have my best interest in mind or my higher self's interest in mind. Imagine being beings that actually were called to duty, that are strong enough to break an entire planet out of quarantine, including all the upper dimensions that are here. What sort of creator seed are you? I think some of us are creator seeds to actually free some of our higher selves that which have been trapped down here for 25,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 years. I think this is far greater than a normal ascension from 3D to 5D. I think some of us, our galactic command, got tired of this thing, and with these solar flashes and some of these solar things that are going on. I mean, we had 4 or 5 days ago, we had a huge amount of gamma and X-rays slam into the planet. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep. I went to the gym like 6. What I'm trying to say is some of us who are sensitive understand that sun and that solar news, right? Once your antenna is polished up and you're actually pulling down upper dimensional content, that sun is giving us all kinds of readings every single day. But are you paying attention? Okay, cool. All right. Bob Ross? Yeah, Bob Ross is the man. I mean, Bob, he even throws in some like one-liners in there. You're like, Bob, did you just say that? He's like, hey, sometimes you like it fast and sometimes you like it slow. I was like, Bob, did you just say what I thought you said, Bob? No, he'll catch you off guard. Bob Ross. Yeah. If I told you 80% of this content we're never going to remember anyways, I mean, we really paid so much attention to it. All I want to remember is my family's faces, watching my family kick ass on this planet, going for their own highlight reels, people breaking their control programs, healing their family, stepping into their power, and literally showing some of their higher self how it's done, son, daughter. I just think that some of us are carrying a lot more weight down here than they actually want you guys to know. They're like, oh, you guys are just doing your 3D to 5D thing, and they're not really telling us that if you don't have the same reaction one of your higher selves would have, since all time is happening simultaneously, you can actually stop negative events from happening while you ride on a timeline. You know? I was watching Finding Dory last night, and I think my one character that is the most like me is going to be that surfing turtle. If you're an anime character, who are you? I'm like, I think I'm the surfing turtle from Finding Nemo, Finding Dory. Righteous! Beings that actually ride the storms and are comfortable in them, right? We ride consciousness across universes and help out where there's low spots, you know? But is that a gradient of our true soul expressing itself on this planet? And what expression are we actually waking up in every day, and what are we believing about ourselves? The greatest blasphemy that's ever taken place on this planet is actually hiding how awesome you are and lying about our true history. You think these pills are hard to swallow? Wait till you figure out who you really are and how we've been lied to think that this is all we are. Okay. Sage is just blowing through me. Right, Yodi? All right, next question. How can I bring higher vibration to the dense area I live in? Can I work the ley lines? Yes, Teresa, you can work the ley lines. I always say, the Russians came out with the electromagnetic map. I don't know, it was in the 80s or 90s. But there's different maps that show the ley lines. I always prefer gridding something with my own content because when you grid something, it's in the ground. It's not a thought. It's going to be there for thousands of years. You program a Tibetan quartz crystal and stick it at the base of a tree 2,000 years ago, that quartz crystal will still be there. So the main thing you have to understand when gridding is when you put it in your right palm and you basically data dump what you want it to do, and you hold the visual image of the grid. So if you were trying to make a triangle, let's just say around a park, you would drop 1, 2, 3 grids, right, in proportion to each other based upon the angles you want. You put each crystal in your right palm and you would program it. And what I do is I speak. So I would actually be like, like I do this like, you're pushing your life force and you're actually vibrating the crystal while you're programming the inside walls of it. So if you had like a microscope And you could actually zoom in, electron microscope. When my breath or my speech exhales, I am programming the inner walls of golden light with sacred geometry, and I'm programming that crystal to be a part of me and only speak to me and monitor with me and my higher selves. So when I grid something, I take control over that area to assist. So there's higher levels of gridding out there. Just wanted to let you guys know that your breath and your speech, while you put the grid in your hand, that's when you're actually activating it, and then you put it in the ground. You know, whatever language you'd like to speak, but it's definitely a higher level. Okay. Tip your waiter. I'm just... Yo, man, like, come get me. Come on. How much more of this? How much longer for all my family? Let's be honest. Draw it out. 6 weeks or months? 6 months total. Oh, so the whole planet, 6 months total. We're going to be having shifts in about 6 weeks. Or sooner. But yeah, 6 weeks for the main regimen of this being cleaned up. Okay. How do I prepare on a molecular level for December 21st? For example, what do I put in my body and what cleanse it out? Ethan, every time I do a session with someone, I give them the whole session notes of everything, all the vitamins I take. TJ Clark. Guys, go to teamlight.com. Okay. Click on partnerships. You click on the thing that says TJ Clark. What do you get? Legendary colloidal mix, polyphotogenic complete mind and body system, liquid MSM. That's a good start. Then I get some monatomic gold black or monatomic gold. It's called Made by Inner Harmonics. And I get monatomic gold and monatomic black, just the powder. I don't do the pills. And I sprinkle it on top of my smoothie. There's all different types of zeolite products out there to get the heavy metals out of your body. I actually bought a brand new tool. I bought a plasma gun, a plasma healing tool. I'll show it to you when it arrives. It shoots like straight purple plasma on you. So I'm going to play with it and practice with it. I love Tesla, and plasma is obviously, if you guys look at the Facebook feeds, apparently everyone's using plasma now. The plasma face pen for your removing tags, blah, blah, blah. Flaxseed oil, yeah. You guys, hey, how was this sound? That was the question. What do you guys do to detox your suits? Go ahead and share this to all groups. Go ahead and share this to all your friends and family on Earth that have the same question. So here we go. For all my fellow Jedi, Saiyans, lovers of light, how would you answer Ethan? How do I prepare on a molecular level for December 21st? For example, what do I put in my body and what do I cleanse out? Go. Boom. Look at that. Dry fast. Move it. Love it. What do you guys do? Like I said, Ethan is probably, I think he's like 16, 17, 18 years old. So again, for the younger generation listening to me, let your fellow collective answer that question for you as well as I. Give you a second. By the way, punch in where you guys are watching from. Diatomaceous earth, food grade, Taylor. Diatomaceous earth, food grade. A teaspoon of that in your smoothie in the beginning, then eventually a tablespoon. You're good to go. That'll cleanse you out. All right. Give you guys a second to punch in there, answer that. How do you detox a human body? And how do you guys up-level yourselves? And getting ready for December 21st. What are some things you guys are doing out there? I know if ships come down, you know where I'm at, bro. Like, where are they going? I'm like, you know they're landing in our backyard. Ooh. All right, North Texas. Yeah, punch in where you guys are coming in from. Come on, baby. For all the new people, let's show how many awesome light workers are on the planet. Just some of you guys are just punching in in a dark house, but I love you. Or some of you guys are on the beach right now. Where are you guys punching in from? Let's go. All these kids need to know that waking up in ascension is not a fad. The biology on this planet, the light on this planet is forever changing. It is only going to get faster. There is no going back to the way things were. There is no new norm. Pay attention to anyone using those vocabulary terms, because I can promise you they've already been bought and sold. New norm. Here's a new norm. You shouldn't have sold your soul for a paycheck. Next. Is all that Babylonian money magic worth you having to incarnate 5 more times? What a joke. It's not even gold. It's like, I'll give you some numbers on a computer. How's that sound? You know what I'm talking about. I got a new norm for you right now, Skull. You're not going to make the cut, son. Moving on. Don't propagate silly things. That's all I'm trying to say. Or that, you guys have seen this thing too. Put cash, and I'll send you $5,000 cash. Hey, you know what, guys? Let's be completely honest. Same damn group. I don't know. I can track little weird European bankers just like sniffing in the air like Wolverine. It's like, it's not even close. All these guys, who you think's paying for it? You think they're paying for it? Please put your name, your number, your address, and maybe your social security, and we'll direct. Awkward. Moving on. I don't even want to get into it. I already jump over there all the time and mess with them. What I try to say for some of us, let's be honest, what is this really? Some of us are the older brothers and sisters of some of these characters from their families that have incarnated to check on them in this planet. So you can be a chill older brother, but you're not going to listen to the da-da-da that got dropped off 15,000 years ago doing donuts in the in Carthage. Did you guys know the real, like, some of the draconians on this planet can't return home to Beetle guys? Do you want to know why? Riddle me that, Batman, because these guys created all religion around them. Eee. Atlantean themes seem to be re-emerging. Was there a role that Poseidon played in Atlantis that is parallel to our current society? First of all, I love Poseidon, and I love Shiva. And I know Poseidon's like, I'm in the ocean, but look at the trident. There's got to be a connection there. I know, it's almost like a commercial. I love Poseidon, but I also love Shiva. Just casually. Love you, bro. You know. Poseidon, the water, the currents. So remember, water is consciousness. So the Akashic memory of water, right? You can program water, you know. I forget his name's, not Hashimoto. Was it Hashimoto? No, that's a disease. The Japanese, that homie that just passed away, I'm friends with his son. What's his name? Where they're all about water. They program water. Say the name. Miyamoto? Come on, who's the Japanese dude that's all about water? Matsumoto? Is that it? Xander, don't me, you know, someone like puts up a name and I like read it. Emoto. Getting closer. Someone over there knows who I'm talking about. Okay. But basically how you can write love on a glass, or write like hate on a glass, and the water actually changes by what you program it to be. So Poseidon, right? The waters of the earth, right? The oceans. There's a lot of consciousness from past graduating classes, older times of time and space, and the water is everything. The same water that was here 100 million years ago is still here. It's been programmed, processed, and it's gone through many different levels of consciousness, but programming water, Poseidon, yes. Now, Poseidon and the Greek gods, is that Greek or is that Roman? More Roman. See the thing? No, it's Greek. Rome was like Apollo and all this jazz. It's strange with the names, guys. It's the same dudes and ladies and gentlemen across all the stories with different names. But the one thing I can say about Shiva is this. If you guys are friends with Shiva, you're part of Shiva tribe, I'll explain to you. Shiva is the coolest guy to party with. Has the best parties, little Lakshmi. He's happy. He's the most awesome guy to party with. Here's the problem. Don't do stupid stuff in front of Shiva and think he's not going to react. Okay? He might let you get away with it a couple of times, but they also call him the Destroyer for a reason. Okay? So try to be on Shiva's good side. That's all I'm trying to say. Hanuma's rad. He's my homie. Vish, rad. Krish, rad. Lakshmi's rad. I don't even go into some of the other negative guys that take up the other negative forms, and be careful. Careful with that. You just don't know what you're getting involved in. I like to, Kali, I'm almost like, hey, Kali, I see her at the party. I'm like, how you doing? All right. Do you want anything to drink? You okay? All right, bye-bye now. Like, some beings you don't want to really interact with, or like, get in there, you know? Same thing with some of the other warrior crazy spirits out there. It's cool to see them at the ball and hanging out, but the thing is that you got to understand that every single story, every single being that's ever been here has a background story, and I want you guys to understand that even the most gallant, awesome, loyal dude or lady out there, if you put them in the wrong situation and you hurt them, you don't even know why they're hurt, but they act a certain way as a reflection of the pain that they suffered. Could have been embarrassment, could have been loss, could have been some sort of unfair justice that they feel that's, they've taken upon themselves. I just want all beings down here to understand that all of us have gone through good and bad things, and we all have different motivations for our actions. However, the strongest unity of all of us working together still outperforms and is the most efficient function of reality. I'm taking all my night dudes with me, and I'm taking all my light dudes with me. If I leave this planet, I'm not fractaling myself anymore. You're not going to have me here or some of my family down here. Once you got to collect your soul pieces, we're exiting. Let's go spend a couple incarnations in Andromeda and talk about this one. Okay. Another thing too, when you guys, they say the big trick for when you guys pass worlds, don't go into the light or whatever this is. If you guys really want to know more about that, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, okay? Read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and this is all I can tell you because I read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and I saw these tunnels underground or wherever they were, and there's two angels when you pass worlds, right? And you're walking up this tunnel, and you look to your left, and it looks like there's a huge party going on, just like, kind of like crazy, like almost like partying, but real hard. I'm not going to go into details for the kids watching, but partying real hard, whoa. There's two angels were sitting in front of me, and they go, do you want to go there? You've made it. Congratulations. And I looked at it, and it was just all lower chakra stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. And the weird thing is they were standing in front of me. They're like blocking my way to keep going up. And I was almost like, hey, guy, I know who I am. Move out of my way before I move you. Like, it was weird. Like, I had to almost get in they're a barrier program where you actually have to know, I think there's more chakras involved with who I am than the bottom two. Move out of my way, sweet cheeks, before I have your job. Like, I have this thing inside of me that's like a comet that just wants to blow this place up from the inside out, okay? So I'm trying to say is inside of you, don't let temptation drive where you go when you cross worlds. Not everything's supposed to be a party. You're supposed to go into your heart and go, can I go home and actually see my council? I need more decisions. I'm getting this right now on my light night side. I got like 2 pro teams asking for me right now. Are you going to go home to Betelgeuse and see your dad? Or going to go to the dark sector in the Empire and see? I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm done pulling punches. This is what I got going on. Okay? My dad wants to see me, my real night side pops, because I was sent down here to do something. I had to learn something. So now that I've learned something, he's like, hey, you can come home now. But I'm almost like a rebellious teenager. I'm like, I don't want to go back. On my light side, I got pom-poms and cheerleaders, and I'm going like, hey, let's I don't know, but what level do I have to get to where my eyes just are like balls of electricity? Just ball lightning out of my eyeballs. Like, what dimension's that? And they're like 9. What is it to really be Thor? Like, that level of just electricity is just coursing through your body, and you're just popping everything around you. I'm like, what dimension's that? They're like 7, 9. So I don't know. For some of us down here, you guys, in 5D, you're gonna make it. Some of us came down from 5D. I just want to be, you know what I mean. But some of you guys, don't give up on your who you really are, right? And where you really want to go. They ain't gonna tell you, and it ain't down here in these books. So there's a piece of you that wants to be something that's different than what you're being told to be. Okay, so I'm just trying to be honest with you. Do that. Do what feels good in here and keep manifesting what it feels like to be that again. That's the fastest way up. Okay, if you can just remember what it was like to be like that, you don't have to relearn anything. Just remember what it was to be raw current or raw force, right? Travel anywhere. You're literally like just a raw aspect of creation itself, experiencing itself, observing itself. So I just want to be real. The human thing's cute, but I don't know, man. I'm like in a human suit, like the human thing is cute, but just do what you feel in your heart that you really want to be. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? And good, very good. Please elaborate on the vegetarian eating and the karmic holds within it. Why is eating meat not beneficial? All right, so here we go. What I'm more into is this. I understand that. You know, I understand everyone's at different stages in that. I haven't eaten red meat in maybe, I don't know, 12, 13 years. Same with chicken, maybe 8, 10 years. The reason is that I can't, you don't know what they're putting in your food. If they're shooting it full of a bunch of weird antibiotics to keep a cow alive that normally should die, and they're just, same thing with the chickens, you know, 10 pound, 20 pound chickens shouldn't exist. They're shooting their breasts with like full blown steroids, and you're eating this stuff. The vegetarian thing for me is just, I like to eat guilt free. Now, you know, I still have my cravings of fish from time to time. I'm not going to say I don't. But when I smash a smoothie with 3 heaping scoops of pea protein, 60 grams of protein and all my vitamins, and I smash that, drink it, and then I ask myself, are you still hungry for everything else? It kind of pumps the brakes on what I would eat. You know, it's like going to the grocery store hungry. Never shop hungry. You end up buying everything, right? Same thing. I think there's a lot of new vegetarian options out there and vegan options out there that, you know, listen, guys, I wear that fake fur or that faux fur jacket, okay? Why do I like wearing it? I didn't hurt an animal, and I like the way fur feels, okay? There you go. So if I can eat a vegan turkey leg and it tastes like turkey, but it's not hurting a turkey, riddle me that, Batman. What's the problem with it? You still get your protein and everything else. Why do you got to eat a turkey leg? Why do you got to eat certain things? Again, different levels and different levels of consciousness, and whatever you guys want to do. I never want to preach to you guys about like how you should live your life. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, there's different reasons. You know, back in the day, hunting. You know, when I was trained to be a hunter when I was 12 years old, you know, I got my gun safety license when I was 12. The day I turned 12, I've been shooting guns, but I don't. You know, I like targets, mind you, but if you shoot it, that was old school. If you shoot it, you got to eat it. I never got that just weird thing, you know? But obviously I haven't done that in 20 years or plus. What I'm trying to say is that there's different growth periods for everyone to figure out what they want and what they need. And everyone's body type is a little different and their blood types are a little different. So just do what you feel. But the answer, what I can tell you is that smashing meat every day is why? Did you go to the gym? Did you actually earn that meal? This is what I like to do. Did you earn your meal today? If you go dead and squat so much weight that you feel like you got to have some real whatever. Right? And again, there's plenty of vegetarians and vegans out there that would argue this point, why you don't need it, right? So what I'm trying to say is that if you earned your meal today, you can eat what you want, but just pay attention to the cause and effect and the taking more than you give. How's that sound? Hope that answers your question. All right, Wednesday, try GTFO, it's vegan.com. GTFO, it's vegan.com. They have a bunch of stuff. You know, vegan chicken nuggets, vegan turkey legs. I mean, I don't know. You get to a place where I can't tell the difference anymore. So, I mean, you're really talking about what it tastes like when you eat it. Because if you're really talking about taste, that's kind of like an addicting thing, right? That's not really what your body needs for sustenance. So whatever that is for you. I'm not perfect. Told you. I'll be the first one to tell you, I've made many mistakes. But I'm also here to say that you have to have the wisdom to know when you've made a mistake and try not to make the same mistake over and over and over again. Okay? That's what you need to understand. All right, you guys. That's our questions. I hope that helps. There's probably a lot more right now. But I just want you guys to know I love you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys here today. Thank you so much for chiming in around the earth. Please, if this video has relevance for you, please share it. I really do appreciate that. And if you guys are watching me on YouTube, please subscribe. I never say that, but I'm saying it now. Subscribe. I do have a new Parler thing. I haven't played with it, but yes, I created an account. And You know, we're going to work with that and try to get the content out. The main thing is that you guys add me in these groups. I think I have a MeWe too. Just in case some weirdness happens, we can't find each other. You know, we've worked so hard to find each other on this earth. You know, many of you guys that have been here with me, let's hang out together and keep working on ourselves and going up. So with that, it's been an absolute pleasure. I am working on your stocking stuffer stuff, you guys. I'm getting back in it. I got to get all the rest of the orders out from our last sale. We're getting those out. My homie in Australia, your Brahmas are done. Got to pack them and get them out to you. All the big orders. But I want you guys to know that I love and appreciate you guys. And we're going to have some more fun together. 6 weeks or less for large announcements. Not just the announcement. It's not just an announcement. It's the causality of that announcement. 6 months for more of a global shift. Just depends which happens first. I love you guys, okay? So I wanted you guys to know, and yes, for all my fellow patriots, I love you out there. In whatever function of reality you're in, I want peace, happiness, and abundance on this planet. I want the old patents released, and I want us to have a fair shot at actually becoming who we truly are, instead of what some of these coat riders would rather you to be, because they can't come where we're going. I love you guys so much. Peace. All right, YouTube, you have a great day. Bye-bye.